It's a rainy day and we have a good opportunity to do some health testing around the farm. I get a lot of questions about how to take blood and what do we need to test blood for. So real quick, we're going to do some blood testing. This is a 5 ml tube. It's called a red top. You're going to need a Sharpie. I use double-ended needles because of the way I collect blood. I use a needle holder, which the needle screws into. It's a double-ended needle. I just feel more comfortable doing it that way. That's how I learned. You can use a syringe and then take the syringe from the neck into the red top, just like the red tubes have suction in them and they will collect the blood from the syringe. You may also need some clippers, and you need a goat victim, pearl. And so, depending on the hair coat and the time of the year, you may not need to clip. If you can find the vein easily, you may not need to clip. I could see her vein pretty easily, so I wouldn't necessarily need to clip, but I'm going to, just so that we can show better on the video. So we're going to just clip a little bit of the hair. The jugular is usually to the left or right of the trachea. So we have the esophagus that runs right down the middle, and the trachea is right down the middle. Here is muscle and the neck. You're going to find the vein right in that groove. It's the jugular vein. And depending on the thinness of the skin and whatnot, you can actually see that vein pretty well right there. So we're going to go ahead and get this line. This is the double-ended needle. Can you see that okay? And it screws into this holder. So then I use a little bit of alcohol to help sanitize the area, but also it helps to pop the skin taut and to create a better draw. I hold things in my mouth. Our goat is leaving. Okay. You're going to use one hand to block the vein on the bottom. Your holder is really important, so let's make her head come towards the ray a little bit. Okay. There. Beautiful. The bevel towards the body. Go right in an upward motion. Blood is flowing. Remove the tube first, then place your thumb over the needle as you remove it with pressure. And there we go. That's why I really like this type of blood collection device. If the goat is rowdy and you put this into the neck, you can actually let go and it won't, it's not as heavy as a syringe and it will just kind of hang there. And I find that this device is just a little bit better. For me, I have a hard time manipulating a syringe with my hands. So you need, for most blood testing, you're going to need 3 mLs of blood. And these tubes hold 5 mLs, so we have plenty there. Okay, so I just wanted to go over a few things of anatomy with these double-ended needles because they are sharps, so you should dispose of them that way. You can reuse this plastic part. If you do notice any blood down here, just wipe it off with a cotton swab with some alcohol. But I just wanted to demonstrate there is a needle inside this rubber tip. There you go. So you do want to be very careful when handling these without the cap. Make sure you save your caps. Put your cap back on carefully afterwards. And then make sure to collect all your needles into a container, and then these will go into my sharps later. Another thing just to remember, make sure that we use a new tube and a new needle for every goat, some basics, and make sure that all equipment that we're using, clippers, anything that might touch our goats, if we move from pen to pen or farm to farm, that we sanitize those items as we go along.